Hi everyone, it's me, Kat. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, thank you so much for coming back. On this channel, I talk about all things pop culture, especially K-pop, and today I will be talking about NCT's Jaehyun. Before I get into this, I just want to say that this will be a bit biased because not only is Jaehyun my favorite NCT member, but he is also one of my favorite K-pop idols in general, and I unashamedly have a huge crush on him. So I apologize for my gushing in advance. Since he's off to the military in a few days, I really wanted to do this in celebration of him and just reminisce on everything he's accomplished so far. This video will be divided into two parts because it's going to be a pretty comprehensive breakdown and timeline of his career. If you're watching this video the week of release, part 2 should be out in a couple weeks, and if you're watching this in the far future, part 2 is likely already out and I'll have it linked below. Okay, let's jump in.
Please remember my answer is you.
So Jaehyun is a pretty private person. We don't actually know much about his life before he became a trainee, other than that he was born in Seoul and at the age of 5 moved to Connecticut, USA with his parents where he lived for 4 years.
Yeah, Johnny's gonna freestyle.
I lived in America for 4 years. That's why I'm here, man.
Check it.
I would actually argue that the time he spent in the US during his formative years actually plays a significant part in his success and appeal as an idol. So just hold that thought and I will swing back to this later. So Jaehyun was officially introduced to the public in 2013 at the age of 16 as part of SM Rookies, which is SM Entertainment's way of introducing their top trainees to the public before they make their official debuts. He joined the company a year earlier when SM staff was scouting outside of his school, which sounds creepy, but SM is notoriously known for doing this, and they've actually discovered some of their most famous idols this way, including SHINee's Minho, the Jung sisters, and NCT's Taeyong, to name a few. They call it street casting, and that is a whole rabbit hole within itself that I'll probably make an entire video about someday because it's truly kind of insane. Anyways, 2013 was a fire year for SM Rookies. Jaehyun's future NCT group mates Taeyong, Jeno, Mark, Ten, Johnny, Yuta, and Jisung, as well as Red Velvet's Seulgi and Irene were also introduced that year. And yeah, it doesn't get more stacked than that. During his time in SM Rookies, Jaehyun made some variety show appearances, was an MC with future group mate Do-young on the music show Show Champion, and was a cast member on the Korean version of the Mickey Mouse Club. Yes, that was a thing, and it is such a great time capsule of early performances by some of SM's top 3rd and 4th gen idols. I actually do recommend you take a deep dive and look up some of the performances because there are a lot of gems, like this cover of SHINee's Replay by a pre-debut NCT Dream, and Jaehyun's cover of A Whole New World, which is still talked about in fandom to this day. Jaehyun finally made his official debut in 2016 as a member of NCT, in the group's very first release, The Seventh Sense. The song was released under NCT's rotational subunit, NCT U, and along with Jaehyun, featured Taeyong, Mark, Do-young, and Ten. This song is an absolute hood classic, and to this day is still talked about for being one of the most innovative releases in K-pop. It was incredibly ahead of its time, and I would argue that to this day there's yet to be a K-pop release quite like it. This song not only put NCT on everyone's radar, but it brought a lot of attention to Jaehyun for his handsome looks and smooth R&B voice. Later that same year, Jaehyun was introduced as a permanent member of NCT's Seoul-based unit NCT 127 as a main vocalist, lead dancer, and sub-rapper. NCT 127 debuted with the song Fire Truck, which showed a completely different side to Jaehyun. It's an extremely experimental and punchy song that's not particularly vocal focused, so we got to hear Jaehyun rap in this, which he totally pulls off. He promoted pretty much exclusively with NCT 127 for about a year, and then in 2017 we got the first taste of a solo release from him. He collaborated with singer-songwriter d.ear on the track Try Again, which was released as part of SM Entertainment's SM Station project. This song is really sweet. d.ear and Jaehyun's vocals really complement each other, and this was the first time as an audience that we got to see this very cozy and sweet side of Jaehyun, which would go on to become a very significant part of his public image. The music video literally consists of a bunch of close-ups of Jaehyun's face. I think that this was the moment SM realized how incredibly valuable this man's face was and the power it would hold in drawing people in. 2018 was another busy year for Jaehyun. NCT as a collective released their first album, NCT 2018 Empathy, and he participated in the title track Boss, along with Taeyong, Mark, Do-young, Jungwoo, and former member Lucas. He also promoted the song Touch with NCT 127 from the Empathy album shortly after. NCT 127 also went officially global this year, making their Japanese debut and releasing their first full-length album, Irregular Regular, in October. They did a lot of international promotion for this album, particularly in the States, and all the press appearances they did during that time is actually what made me personally fall for Jaehyun. I just loved the way he spoke and carried himself in all the interviews. The fact that he was a third fluent English speaker alongside Mark and Johnny made all the interviews flow so naturally and comfortably, and this was such a massive benefit to NCT 127's brand as a whole. 2019 consisted of more group releases and touring, but something particularly important to Jaehyun's personal appeal and popularity also happened this year: the release of the I Like Me Better cover video. So, if you're unaware of this, pre-2021, NCT had a YouTube channel called NCT Music, where they would post song covers, original compositions, live music rehearsals, and pretty much anything music related that didn't pertain to official releases and music videos. This channel is no longer updated, but it is still up and there is some great material there, so I do suggest you check it out. One of the earliest song covers posted there was Jaehyun's cover of American singer-songwriter Lauve's 2018 hit I Like Me Better. Not only did he beautifully cover the song, but he also filmed this super aesthetic Tumblr core music video for it while NCT 127 were touring in Europe. And when I say this cover video was a cultural reset, I don't think you understand. Everyone on Tumblr was posting GIFs and clips of it, the fandom was in shambles, everyone wanted to be this man's girlfriend and boyfriend. It was crazy.
There's such an amazing video with it too, Jaehyun of NCT, the cover of I Like Me Better. I know it's been out for a few years, but the video is amazing. Such a great cover, and yeah, it's really cool.
At the time I'm recording this, the video is sitting at a whopping 103 million views on YouTube. To put that into context, NCT 127's music videos for Superhuman and Highway to Heaven, which were released that same year, currently sit at 55 million and 51 million views respectively. The I Like Me Better cover video is the most viewed video on the NCT Music channel, and to this day, still the most viewed cover video from NCT as a whole. I think it's safe to say that this is the moment when Jaehyun's boyfriend material image fully materialized. One of my Twitter mutuals and fellow K-pop YouTuber Tinybug actually made a great video series about this a few years ago. She goes into detail about the meaning of boyfriend material and how Jaehyun expresses that in his public persona. It's a really good watch, so I'll link it below. It was very obvious after the success of the I Like Me Better video that Jaehyun clearly had something huge that SM needed to tap into, and that they did. But you'll have to stick around for part 2 for that. If you are still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience while I took my time to put this deep dive together, and stay tuned because part 2 will be out in a couple of weeks if all goes well. In the meantime, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JustCatOfficial so we can chat about Jaehyun even more. All the links are down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!